Welcome back to the deep dive, where we take your interests and basically just dive headfirst into
good stuff,
a whole world of knowledge. And today we are doing a deep dive into someone that you're clearly fascinated by.
Yeah,
NikkieTutorials.
NikkieTutorial.
But this goes way beyond makeup. You know?
For sure.
We're talking self-expression. We're talking like breaking barriers.
Becoming
a global icon.
Yeah.
I mean, you've given us some great sources on Nikkie de Jager. And I can't wait to just like unpack this whole journey with you. From that first webcam in her bedroom to working with Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
Adele, and even royalty. Like, how did she do it?
Well, I think what's so cool about her story is that it's so much more than just getting those views or getting that fame. It's about finding your voice and using it even when it's hard. And so we're going to look at how she, built this incredible career, but also how she's become this like powerful advocate.
Exactly. So for anyone out there who hasn't spent hours watching her videos, I don't even know if that's possible at this point, but
I don't think so.
Let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
Who is NikkieTutorials beyond the username?
Well, her real name's Nikkie de Jager.
Okay.
And she's from the Netherlands.
Okay.
And now picture this, okay? 14-year-old Nikkie in her bedroom, inspired by America's Next Top Model.
Oh, wow.
And the legendary makeup artist, Kevin Aucoin. Just a simple webcam and a passion for makeup. Fast forward to today, and she's got over 14 million YouTube subscribers.
Wow.
She's collabed with, like, huge brands like Too Faced, Maybelline.
Oh, yeah.
And she even launched her own brand, Nimia.
That's why. I mean, it's not just the numbers, though, right? It's like the kind of makeup she does. I mean, her Halloween looks are practically special effects.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
What do you think it is about her technique that makes her stand out?
I mean, absolutely. Anyone can, learn to blend and stuff. But Nikkie, understands how light and shadow work on the face. She sculpts with makeup, and you can see that influence from Kevin Aucoin, you know? That focus on transformation and, really understanding facial structure.
Totally. And it's not just YouTube, is it?
No.
She didn't just rely on going viral.
No, not at all.
She actually trained professionally, worked behind the scenes, on TV, fashion shoots. I feel like that gave her a foundation that a lot of online creators don't have.
Yeah, I agree. And it's interesting to think about how that professional experience might have shaped her approach.
Yeah.
Because she knew what it took to work with, demanding clients, meet deadlines to deliver high quality work consistently.
Exactly.
And that kind of discipline probably helped her when she started building her own brand.
Totally. And speaking of building a brand, we have to talk about the power of makeup.
Yes.
That video from 2015 was huge.
Oh, yeah.
Half her face bare.
Right.
Half full glam.
Full glam.
Showing that makeup isn't about hiding. It's about self-expression.
Yeah.
You've probably seen it, but
sure.
What do you think it was about that video that really struck a chord with so many people?
It wasn't just a tutorial, right? It was vulnerable, and at that time there was still this pressure, especially online, to present this perfect airbrushed image.
Totally.
And Nikkie turned that on its head.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She showed that makeup could be fun, transformative, and even empowering. And she did it with a wink and a smile,
Yeah, totally.
It just gave people permission to play and experiment and be themselves.
And that's how that whole #PowerOfMakeup movement exploded, right?
Yeah.
People were sharing their own transformations,
Yeah.
celebrating their individuality. That one video sparked a global conversation. Pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And it's interesting to think about how that message of self-expression paved the way for her later advocacy work.
Totally.
It was she was planting the seeds for a bigger conversation.
Right.
About acceptance and embracing who you are.
For sure.
That's a great point. So we've got this incredibly talented makeup artist
Yeah.
who's clearly not afraid to challenge conventions.
Yeah.
Put herself out there. What's next in her story?
Well,
What happens after the power of makeup goes viral?
things really start to take off.
Okay.
That video put her on the map, and suddenly celebrities were knocking.
Oh, wow.
Lady Gaga.
Wow.
Kim Kardashian. They all wanted a piece of that Nikkie magic.
Okay, but you can't just credit a viral video.
Yeah. No.
Like, what was it about her style, her personality, that appealed to these, like, A-list celebrities?
Yeah.
What do you think they saw in her?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think they saw someone who was both incredibly talented, but also genuinely passionate about their craft. And Nikkie's energy is contagious. You know, she's fun, she's bubbly, and she makes everyone feel like comfortable.
Yeah.
And let's be real, her skills are undeniable, you know?
For sure.
She can transform anyone into anything, so it's no wonder that she became kind of the go-to makeup artist for the stars.
Right, so we've gone from, like, a Dutch teenager in her bedroom to a global phenomenon, working with some of the biggest names in the world.
Yeah.
But you mentioned earlier that her story goes even deeper than that.
Absolutely. There's a whole other layer to Nikkie's journey that we need to explore.
Okay.
And it takes us to January 2020 and a very personal video titled I'm Coming Out.
Yeah.
This wasn't just about, you know, coming out. It was about, like, taking control. You know, Nikkie was being blackmailed.
Wow.
And instead of letting someone else, like, dictate her story, she chose to, like, share her truth on her own terms.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly brave.
I remember watching that video and just being, like, floored by her courage.
Yeah.
You could feel the weight of that decision.
Yeah.
But also this, like, incredible sense of relief and empowerment.
Yeah.
It was a powerful moment.
And it resonated with so many people.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of views, and this, like, outpouring of love and support.
It was huge.
It became this symbol of hope and resilience, not just for the LGBTQ plus community, but for anyone who's ever felt forced to, like, hide who they are.
And it wasn't just an online thing, right? It had, like, real world impact.
Right.
She ended up interviewing the Queen of the Netherlands.
I know.
And she became a UN ambassador for LGBTQ plus rights.
That's huge.
Like, how many beauty gurus can say they've done that?
I mean, not many.
Yeah.
It speaks to her, like, authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, people connect with her because she's real, she's relatable, and she doesn't, like, shy away from difficult conversations. And that, I think, is why she's been able to use her platform to, like, advocate for change on such a large scale.
So she's got this massive following.
Yeah.
She's working with celebrities. She's become this, like, voice for inclusivity.
Yeah.
But she doesn't stop there.
No.
She starts calling out brands for, like, lack of diversity, pushing them to do better.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes guts.
It does. And it's not just about, like, pointing fingers, you know?
Right.
She's actually putting her money where her mouth is. You know,
Yeah.
launching her own brand, Nimya, allows her to, like, create the kind of inclusive products and messaging that she believes in.
That's interesting. So it's not enough to just, like, talk about change. You have to actually be the change.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And she's not limiting herself to just, like, the beauty world either.
Right.
You know, remember she hosted Eurovision in 2021.
Oh, yeah, Eurovision.
That showed, like, a whole other side of her ability to, like, connect with this global audience on this massive stage.
That's a long way from watching America's Next Top Model as a teenager in her bedroom.
I know, right?
Yeah. It makes you wonder what's the common thread throughout all of this?
Yeah.
What drives her?
I think it's that, like, desire to break down barriers, to challenge expectations, whether it's, you know, through her makeup, her advocacy, her career choices.
Yeah.
She's constantly, like, pushing boundaries and inspiring others to do the same.
It's funny because even though she's achieved all this, like, incredible success,
Yeah.
she still comes across as so down to earth in her videos.
Oh, totally.
Like, you can tell she genuinely loves makeup and connecting with her audience.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
She hasn't, like, lost sight of who she is.
Yes.
You know, she's still that bubbly, passionate person who started making videos in her bedroom. And that authenticity shines through, and I think that's why people continue to, like, be drawn to her.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From those, like, early YouTube videos to global icon status, she's really, like, blazed a trail.
She has.
But why do you think she's still considered such a leading voice in the beauty industry today? It can't just be the makeup, right?
You're absolutely right. It's so much more than just, like, skills, you know? It's her, like, unwavering commitment to authenticity, to inclusivity, and to using her platform for good. She's not afraid to speak her mind, to challenge the status quo and to like fight for what she believes in.
Yeah.
And she does it all with a smile and a killer eyeshadow look.
She's definitely an inspiration. Her story shows that you can be yourself, embrace your differences, and still achieve incredible things.
And it really makes you think about how much the world has changed, even in the last, like, decade.
Yeah.
You know, authenticity is, like, valued now more than ever. And Nikkie is, like, a perfect example of that.
She's like living proof that you don't have to fit into a mold to be successful.
Right.
In fact, like, embracing what makes you unique is often the key to, like, standing out.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder for all of us, right?
Absolutely. And it's interesting to think about, like, what's next for her.
I know.
You know, she's already achieved so much, but she doesn't seem like someone who's content to just, like, rest on her laurels.
Right.
You know, what other boundaries will she push? What other, like, mountains will she climb?
Well, if her past is any indication, she's just getting started.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what she does next. I have a feeling she'll keep surprising us.
I think you're right. She's got that, like, spark, that drive that keeps pushing her forward.
Yeah.
And I, for one, am excited to see where it takes her.
This has been an amazing deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much, not just about NikkieTutorials, but about the power of, like, authenticity and self-expression.
It's been a pleasure diving in with you. It's always fascinating to explore these stories of creativity, resilience, and the impact that one person can have on the world.
So to wrap this up, if you haven't already checked out Nikkie's work, I highly recommend it.
Yes.
You'll be blown away by her talent and inspired by her story. And who knows, maybe you'll even be inspired to, like, embrace your own unique spark and share it with the world.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Finding your voice, using your platform, and making a difference.
That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, keep those fascinations coming, and we'll see you back here on the deep dive.